the games happen on Friday night. And from now on, for every day I'm gonna talk about monster line of the night and dud of the night. Last night, no surprise. I think gonna also give an honorable mention to Jamal Murray. Had a 50-point game, moving his average closer to 20 points. Denver really need his production. He's been hurt. Now that he's playing much better, the past week or so, dropping 30 plus points. Joel Embiid, obviously, after this game, he's the number 2 ranked guy. Really, really scary numbers. 50 points, 17 rebounds, and this year he really brought up his steal rate. 1.3, averaging 1.3, 1.4 steal. He had 2 steals last night and 4 blocks. If his block numbers can go up a bit, he's gonna be probably the number 1 guy. Him and Jokic, 1 and 2. The only thing with him is the injury, as we talked about many times, and probably for the rest of his career. And dud of the night, also gonna bring in an honorable mention. Shea had, the worst line of the night because 14 points, 2 threes, 4 rebounds, 5 assists is okay, and a steal. But the free throw line is so bad. 9 free throw attempts, shot 67%, only made 6, and field goal wise 25%, really bad as well, and 4 turnovers. That's what kills you. Also give a shout out to John Collins. Also had a very, 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 very bad night. Only 8 points, played 30 minutes, and a steal, but the percentages, 13 shot attempts, shot 23%. Okay, let's get into each game now. The first game is the Orlando Magic beating the Golden State Warriors. Warriors, they're barely 500 in this Western Conference. Curry is still great. Didn't shoot the ball well. Still dropped 30 points and 11 assists and 7 rebounds. And if you got a steal or 2 here, really nice game for Curry. 6 threes. Cal Oubre Jr. has getting out. He's gradually getting out of his shooting slump. He is ranked. Is he ranked inside of? Yeah, he's ranked 96. Wow. His ranking rise very, very quickly. I think he should be a top 80 and 90 guy. He definitely has room to improve. He was never gonna shoot for below 40% for the entire season. He got you 4 steals here. He's a pretty good steals and blocks guy. Can maybe give you over a steal pretty comfortably and maybe close to a block. Great stuff from him, and low turnover guy. 3 for 7 from the free throw line. That's just a bad free throw line there. Draymond Green came back from 1 game absence. Played pretty well. Minus 16, 9 assists and a steal. Like I said, his assist number is gonna be great. He's gonna set up Curry a lot of the time. It's just, can he bring the steal and blocks? Can he grab a lot of rebounds? We know he's not gonna score a lot of points, and his efficiency is poor. Andrew Wiggins also a great game. Man, Wiggins, 2 steals. He's actually pretty consistent in getting you those points and defensive stats. He's ranked 109th, fallen a bit because he did not block a shot. Need him to block the shots in order for his ranking to be that high, and just need to his free throw. I think he's a top 190 guy pretty comfortably. And Juan Toscano Anderson played 25 minutes. He has some short-term streaming value until Kevon Looney or James Wiseman comes back. Kent Bazemore went off last game, played 14 minutes here. Yeah, nobody on the Warriors, the bench coming off the bench has consistent minutes or consistent production. On the Orlando Magic side, Kent Burch started, only played 13 minutes. Vucevic, great stuff, 30 points. He's just been so good this season. They obviously got a lot of injuries going on. Ranked 11th, and there's no reason for him to, can't stay in this range. Can do a little bit of everything. Hit some threes, great efficiency, great points, rebounds, and assists for a big man. Evan Fournier had a great game. 28 points, 2 steals, 6 assists. He mainly give you points. Obviously, great shooting. Really shot the ball really well. 60% shooting, 5 threes. Michael Carter-Williams in the short term, you want to grab him. He does have really good value, to be honest. He can fill up the stat sheet, right? I like the steal, 1 steal, 2 blocks. 5 turnover is pretty bad. 5 assists, 4 rebound. Can fill up the stat sheet. Right? Efficiencies might be rough. Terrence Ross continued to shoot the ball pretty well, 52%. But this man mainly, he doesn't hit that many threes. For the season, he's probably around 2. decent points for now, and some defensive numbers as well. So he's worth rostering. See what happens. Let's go on to the next game. Well, Denver, behind Jamal. Oh, why is this game stats all 0 on NBA.com? What is going on? Okay. Can't really go over this game because those game stats all get filtered out. We know Jamal Murray went off. Jokic performed. Michael Porter Jr. had one of his best games in a while. On the Cavaliers side, I'm not exactly sure what kind of stats. We'll just skip this game for now. Let's move on to the next game. The Bulls losing to the Sixers. Joel Embiid obviously went off. Zach LaVine finally. The efficiency falling off. It's just one bad game. We understand that. I understand that. He's still shooting 51%. Still gave us 30 points, 2 steals, and a block, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Still great stuff from Zach LaVine. He should be a top 20, top 25 guy. I just think his efficiency is a bit high at the moment. Kobe White, 26 minutes. Still pretty poor. He has no defensive stats, low percentages, doesn't get to the line all that often. But he does, as a point guard, he does grab a lot of rebound. 6 here and decent assists. So if your team don't need those defensive stats, you want to rush him. But the defensive stats is almost non-existent. He's probably the worst guy in the entire NBA, getting the defensive stats. Wendell Carter Jr., okay game, 15 points, 4 rebound. But he's not a big blocks guy, which really hampers his value as a big man, as a center. Patrick Williams played 31 minutes. Not too interesting in him. I would move on from him. Garrett Temple is someone I would stream with people out getting 30 minutes. Thaddeus Young, only in only 20 minutes, he still put up really good stat. So I'm holding him for now, but I'm ready to drop him, to be honest. Whenever there's a couple guys still out, like Otto Porter Jr. When those guys come back and if he plays 20 minutes every single night, there's no point holding on to him. Thomas Satoransky, I would only stream him for assists. I wouldn't bet on Kobe White play really really bad every single game. Although he was a -10, so in terms of plus minus he was okay. But Satoransky's minutes is very up and down. And on the Sixers side, without Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle is someone you want to go grab and stream at least. He gives you nothing else but 1 steal and 3 blocks. He's probably the best steals guys in the entire league per minute. If this guy gets 30 minutes, he will average 2 steals for sure. For sure. But with Ben Simmons back, I don't expect him to get 35 minutes, obviously. But it's good to see him, hey, without Ben Simmons, they want to give this guy 37 minutes instead of somebody else. Means Doc Rivers wants more defense. Matisse Thybulle, Danny Green, and Seth Curry is already, they are pretty good shooters. Seth Curry is a pretty good shooter. Sorry. So just need more defense on this side of the ball. Joel Embiid, talked about him, 50 points, 17 is really, really strong stuff. The only concern with him is the injury. Seth Curry, the efficiency fall off, there's nothing else. I would not roster him, only streaming. Tobias Harris, great stuff. No defensive stats, but everything else, so efficient. This guy is so efficient. He's a top 40 guy pretty comfortably, and really, really consistent. This is what he does. Can give you. Wow, he's actually ranked 26, really, really high. I see him as a top 40 guy. If you can get a top 25 guy back for him, I would close my eyes and do it. I would trade him for Porzingis because Porzingis' block numbers is really, really good. Right? I would trade him for Jeremy Grant, Brandon Ingram, all those guys. He's having himself such a good season shooting again. Crazy efficiency, 52% from the field and 90% from the free throw line. The steals and blocks, he's not a big defensive guy. That's the biggest thing with him in fantasy. Everything else is great, right? If he can get up to 1 steal and 0.8 block, his ranking can also move up. Maybe he can be a top 5 or top 30 guy. But the steals and block numbers pretty low. Even though this year 0.8 steals and 0.8 blocks is pretty good for him compared to the past years. If Ben Simmons out, you want to stream Matisse Thybulle and see when Ben Simmons comes back, you want to see how many minutes he's playing. In category leagues, the steals and blocks value he give you is pretty crazy. Let's move on to the next game. The Atlanta Hawks losing to the Celtics. Cam Reddish, 5 steals and a block. This is what he can do. He's a pretty big steals guy, but if the steals are not there, no value. You can stream him for steals. Hopefully, he can give you a bunch, but if not, bad efficiency, a little bit threes and nothing else. John Collins, horrible game versus Boston versus the Celtics. 3 for 13, 0 for 3 from the three-point line, 8 points. This is the worry with John Collins. I still think he's a top 50 guy, and this year his block numbers has been really low. He's already ranked 45th. I think this about the right range. He's still shooting 87% from the free throw line. I don't think he can do that all season. And 54%, yeah, he's a pretty good field goals guy. One block is really low. I just don't see his other counting stats go up. I don't see his points go up because Atlanta's got all those guys. He won't be a top. He won't be a 20 and 10 guy. Because Capella is also taking a lot of rebound away from him. He only got 3 here. Low steals, yeah, I believe that. So top 50. Clint Capella, 31 minutes, a great game from him. Wow, what is going on with his block numbers? Playing on this team really unlocked his block potential. I don't think over the years he has blocked this many shots. It's definitely one of his, for sure a surprise. People were pretty low on him on draft day, worrying about, his minutes, his role on this team. He's a 25th ranked player. The only thing with him is just the low free throw. If you draft him with pounding free throw, he's giving you such insane value. No threes, obviously, but just insane volume. Averaging 2.2 blocks. Great stuff. 14 rebounds. Yeah, we know he can do that. And he's one of the biggest field goal guy in the entire league. Kevin Huerter didn't do anything here. You can stream him. He could get you 30+ minutes every night. You're not going to get that many guys playing 30 minutes every night. Trae Young, great. 31 points and 3 steals. He brought the steals. If he can give you those steals, yeah, he'd be a top 20 guy, in my opinion. But just no defensive stats on most nights. Everything else is fine with him. Gallinari played 24, another horrible game. If he really just give you the free throw. So I wouldn't, if you don't need the free throws, drop it. But if your team really needs some, is great everything else, needs some free throw, he's a good guy to be on at the end of your bench. On the Celtics side, Jason Tatum filled up the stat sheet, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and 3 blocks, 25 points, great stuff from him. He shot the ball pretty okay, 48%. Daniel Theis came back. And interestingly, him and Tristan Thompson, Brad Stevens just experimenting different lineups. Both guys played close to 30. If you want some rebound and some field goal, Tristan, actually he's not a big field goals guy. You can grab Tristan Thompson. If you could play 30 minutes, he give you a good amount of rebounds. And maybe some blocks. Daniel Theis, great stuff. I think he's worth picking up. 14 points, filled up the stat sheet. A steal and 3 blocks. And he's a pretty good free throw guy, and can give you some assists as a center as well. So go grab him, see what happens. If he can get 33 minutes every night, yeah, he's definitely worth rostering. Jaylen Brown, actually, everybody played well on the Celtics team this game. Jaylen Brown, the volume, only 12 shots, 1 for 3 from the free throw line. 17, I think he's a top 40 guy. I just don't think the efficiency is going to stick, but he should give you 24 points on, filled up with the stat sheet a little bit. Good steals, a little bit blocked. Kemba had one of his best games. Only took 16 shots, got us 28 points, 3 steals and a block. He's not gonna. I don't think he's a big steals guy for the rest of the season. Maybe 1 is good enough for him. Assists for a point guard is not gonna be that high, so we know what he can do. He can occasionally pop off like this. But on most nights, he's not. He's not gonna do this, and I would really try to trade him for a top 50 or 60 guy. I think Kemba is not gonna be a top 50, more like a top 80 and 90 guy. He has great name value. He can even go as high as like top 40, because over the years he's been a pretty consistent top 50 guy. Celtics this year, they got more guys like with the emergence of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? And Marcus Smart is still out. So I don't know. I just don't think Kemba's gonna have. He's probably like the 3rd guy on the team, right? Won't be top 2 option. like he was over the years. Robert Williams is the guy I always like to keep my eye on. In 60 minutes, it's just a party for all Celtics guys, honestly. Against this Atlanta Hawks team, I mentioned this many times. Versus Atlanta, they give out so many stocks. As in, like, the opposing team gets so many steals and blocks. Robert Williams in 60 minutes, 2 steals and 4 blocks. Great stuff. Great stuff from him, but most nights he's just not getting enough usage. Enough minutes. The next game is Detroit Pistons losing to the Grizzlies. Sadiq Bey is worth a look. He's been getting consistent 30 minutes. He didn't do anything here, obvious. Pretty obvious. 14 points, 4 threes, nothing else. That's still great value. But if he gets 30 minutes, yeah, you want to grab him, see what happens. Jeremy Grant played 40 minutes. The shooting fell off. He was on a hot streak, but 1 steal and 2 blocks. If he's not, scoring that well, he can provide other categories. He can pretty much do it all. And this year, his free throw has been insane. Another one of those guys, free throw went from a below 80 guy to a 88%. Just crazy. I guess that's what confidence does to you. To a lot of guys, they can probably hit free throw at a 90% clip. In real game, maybe not even 80%. Now he's the number 1 guy, has the ball in his hands a lot, just in rhythm all the time maybe. Knocking down his free throws. 1 steal, 2 blocks, great stuff from him. Mason Plumlee, I would try to sell high on him, to be honest. Great stuff from him, great efficiency, a lot of rebound, 6 assists, a steal and 2 blocks, 6 turnovers. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't know. I can't imagine a scenario where he gets hurt. They start Isaiah Stewart, and when he comes back, they just never start him and play 20 minutes. He's been putting up pretty huge stats. Ranked, where's he ranked? Where's Mason? 92nd. Mainly due to like very, very low, no threes and low free throws. I think I would try to trade him for any 80 guy or any top 70 guy that's gonna have more value for the rest of the season. I would trade him for Brook Lopez, because I think Brook Lopez is gonna have value all season, but not Mason Plumlee. I'm pretty sure of that. Wayne Ellington, 28 minutes, didn't do anything, not worried. And Delon Wright, I think he left the game. That sucks. I don't know how severe the injury is. In the short term, I think that makes Dennis Smith Jr. and Josh Jackson an option. Josh Jackson should already be a pickup. Only played 24 minutes here, but if Delon is going to miss some time, those 2 guys are going to pick up more minutes. And Dennis Smith Jr., 0 for 7 from the field. 3 steals, 3 blocks, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He's worth a look. He's a pretty bad, so he's a mini Westbrook. Bad field goal, bad free throw, a lot of turnovers. So just be careful. But he filled it up this game. 3 steals and 3 blocks. 3 blocks for a little point guard is really impressive. Same thing with Josh Jackson. Pretty bad free throw shooter. Pretty stat line this game. No defensive stats, but he's been pretty big defensive stats guy for the season. On the Grizzlies side, low minutes for Kyle Anderson. He has been playing crazy well. Again, shot the ball really well. He has some short-term value. At this point, I would try to trade him. JJJ gonna come back, eat some of the usage away. I would try to make a trade for this guy. Brandon Clark started. He's been coming off the bench. He started, have some values in the short term. Don't know what's gonna happen when JJJ comes back. We don't know what's gonna happen. Valanciunas, 17 and 5. Yeah, great stuff from him. Grayson Allen in the short term, worth streaming. Been getting 30 minutes pretty consistently. Can give you some points and threes. And a little bit of, about 3 steals here is nice. Grizzlies as a team, they get so many steals. So you can string Grayson Allen even for steals, because he can give you 1 a game. 6 assists is also nice. Ja Morant, 29 points. The guy mainly just give you some points, and this year he's not even averaging 20 points. And low assists. Pretty high assists, low assists this game, but nothing else. No threes, he attempted 5 3, that's surprising. Good, okay field goal, and not so great from the free throw line on most nights. And no defense. So really, really disappointing for Ja Morant. He has a great name, big name value. I would trade him for any top 40 guy. Any top 40 guy. I don't think he's gonna be top 40. I don't think he's gonna be, not even close. Desmond Bane getting 25 minutes. He's worth a look if he can get consistent 25 minutes, but he won't. So don't not worry about him. While Tyus Jones and D'Anthony Melton came back. Tyus Jones only 15 minutes. If you try to stream him for assists, you probably want to look for some other options. Just not enough minutes at this moment. D'Anthony Melton 17. Oh wow, 4 steals and a block. This is what he can do. Right? You can stream him. It's like Matisse Thybulle. You can stream him for some defense. But the minutes is so up and down for this team. The next team is OKC. Oh, the Bucks finally got a win over the OKC. What? Why is this? Oh, NBA.com. They gotta fix their. Oh boy, they gotta fix their stuff. Okay, let me get on ESPN and just do it from there. NBA, they gotta fix their website. Okay, I think we're gonna go over the Cleveland game we did not go over. Oh wow, what is this? Are they pulling the data from the same source? This game is also everything is empty. Okay, Yahoo Sports Time. Sorry guys, just trying to find a site where they have the stats. Okay, let's do this game. They don't have the percentages. That kind of sucks. Oh, they have the percentage. Okay. On the Denver got a great win over him. Let's just go a little bit. I think Michael Porter Jr. finally a great night. 22 points, plus 9, while a lot of his teammates were plus 15, 20. No defensive stats, but it's in the right direction. 22 points. Jokic, because Jamal Murray went off, still got a triple-double, 4 steals. 1 block, really scary stuff on him. Will Barton is worth streaming. The minutes is so high. And Monty Morris also worth streaming. But the upside is really low. Even when he does come off the bench, he's not getting those 5 assists that we want him to get. And look at the Cleveland side. Isaac Okoro played 34 minutes every single night and does nothing. We know that. Jerry Allen finally freed a steal and a block. He's going to be very scary. We know the free throw is going to be bad, but he should be a top 50 guy moving forward due to the upside in blocks. If your guy can block 2 shots, he's going to be top 50, to be honest. Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, those 2 guards have fallen off a bit since the beginning of the season. Colin Sexton, 23 points, pretty empty. 4 assists is nice, no rebound. No defensive stats. Well, Garland, 5 assists and 3 steals is really nice. But both guards, they started off the season so hot. They both have fallen off quite a bit. We know that is probably not going to continue all season. Let's go over the games that okay. Trying to okay. Let's go over the Toronto Raptors and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Raptors got the win. That's great. Kyle Lowry is still out, and Norman Powell. Another. If you're not gonna sell Norman Powell now, I don't know when you will. Another great, crazy efficiency game. 6 threes, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. But we know majority of his value is coming from the points and crazy efficiency, and a little bit threes and a little bit defense. But if he's not hitting his shots, he won't be getting 37 minutes. And OG is also out. Yeah. Please sell this guy. For any top 50 or 60 value, you should do it. Or maybe package him for a top 50 guy to get a top 25 guy. Just try to make a trade. Don't be too desperate, Just be like, hey, take a look at this trade. Pascal Siakam, 35 minutes. Efficiency is pretty bad. Only 10 points, but 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Everybody's got to do a little bit playmaking on this team with those guys out. Really good stuff on the defensive end. 1 steal and 3 blocks. While Chris Boucher started, doesn't matter, only 21 minutes. So it doesn't really matter if he starts or he come off the bench. What matters is the minutes is going to be inconsistent. No block shots here is disappointing. If no block shots, no value. Very simple. Fred VanVleet struggled massively from the field. 3 steals and 2 blocks? Fred VanVleet, buddy, you are too good. If we know you're going to average 0.8, 0.9 blocks, you're probably getting drafted earlier. Oh, great stuff from him. 12 points, yeah, I mean, he's going to average around 19, 20 points, but it's the assist, it's the rebound. It's the low turnover for a point guard. It's the steals. It's the block. It's the number of threes he hit. Just scary stuff from Fred this season. Bembry, you can stream him in the short term, but I'm not too interested in him. Look at this stat line. On the Timberwolves side, Anthony Edwards, we know it's going to be rough. The efficiency is going to be rough, but the volume is there, and he's playing very high minutes. I think he can occasionally pop off against some bad teams scoring 30 points. He does have that upside, especially with D'Lo out now, so you want to grab him. Jared Vanderbilt starts every game, plays sub 20 minutes every game. I just don't know why they bother start him and not playing him high minutes. Got you a block, so you can stream him. Definitely not rostering full time. Cat, this season his scoring has been low, averaging about 20 points. If that goes up, he'll be like top 3, top 4 guy. Malik Beasley struggles. You know, he was never gonna shoot that well. 5 for 16 here. He should be like a top 80 guy moving forward. Give you a lot of threes and points, and a little bit something else. And great free throw shooter as well. Ricky Rubio, in the short term, he's a must roster until D'Lo comes back, because the assist is really, really valuable. You're not gonna find a lot of assist guys off the waiver. We said it about him many times. And Jaden McDaniels, I will keep an eye on him and even take a flyer on him at this point. He played 30 minutes. If he played 30 minutes here, he give you great defensive stats and efficient for the most part. Didn't do it here. And Jordan McLaughlin, you want to stream him for assists and steals. He give you exactly that. He's another TJ McConnell. At least the D'Lo is out. You know, when D'Lo comes back, Ricky Rubio gonna move back to the bench, and he's not gonna get any value. But for now, you want to stream him. And Naz Reid, I know we know he can put up stats in just 20 minutes, but it's just not enough minutes at the moment. Oh wow, Jazz. Let's look at wow, the game is all over the place. Let's look at the Jazz losing to the Clippers actually. Let me just pop back here real quick, see if I can get any of the okay. I'm gonna just go in and out of these they got the stats here, so they're just gonna go back here. The Suns beating the New Orleans Pelicans. Mikal Bridges, pretty bad game again, 6 points and a steal, but we know he's gonna be inconsistent. What matters is can he bring the defensive stats. One steal here, he's been pretty disappointing lately. I think he should be a top 6. He's like a Robert Covington. On some nights he's just not gonna do anything, and some nights he'll pop off, give you 3 steals and 3 blocks. So you don't ever drop him. You know, I know it looks rough, and I will try to trade him buy low, trade him for like a top 100. I will trade him for Norman Powell pretty comfortably. Norman Powell. Frank Kaminsky started again. Played 15 minutes, played great, 17 points. While Jay Crowder came off the bench, also played great. Both guys shot the ball really, really well. Insane efficient. Jay Crowder is worth a look. He's a plus 29. Hit 6 for 8 for threes, 2 steals. Yeah, you want to take a look at him until he's hot shooting. Force off, you drop him. For now, you take a look at him. DeAndre Jordan, 18. 16 rebound is nice, but what else? Nothing else, to be honest. A block. Just boring stuff. Devin Booker, 23 and 2 steals again, because our Chris Paul got 19 assists. D Booker disappointing this season, said it many times. Chris Paul, wow, 2 steals and a block. The early season's no steal is long gone. He's been getting you 2 steals pretty consistently, and averaging 1.5 steals as well. Maybe he can go up to a 2 steal per game guy this season. 19 assists, obviously he cannot do this every game, but he should average around 8 or 9 assists easily, and should be a top 30 guy on per game basis. The New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Ingram, had a great game, and 2 steals is obviously nice. Just great efficiency. If he the rebound and assists, can 5 rebound and 5 assists, that's a really great game. Still great. Zion Williamson, great from the field. No defensive stats. If he can bring the defensive stats, 1.5 steals and a block, he should be a top 10 guy. Such great field goal. Every single game, 70%. Hernan Gomez, it's worth at least streaming until Adams comes back. Pretty good rebound guy. Grabs you 13 here. Nothing else. This game. Eric Bledsoe, it's a drop. 25 minutes. Minutes are low. No steals. Assists is low. Yeah, forget about him. Lonzo Ball continue to, shoot the ball well. 21 points, and good to see him getting 12 assists and 3 steals and 2 blocks. His assist numbers has been low this season. The steals is fine. The blocks is fine. He is, what is he ranked? He's ranked 63rd. I think this is probably where he should be. If he can up his assist to 6, he can be a top 50 guy, right? And maybe a little more steals as well. Josh Hart, just a rebound guy. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they're just interesting the rotation they're doing. Nickeil Alexander-Walker went from 20 minutes to no minutes, and Kira Lewis Jr. has taken all the minutes. He really struggled 0 for 8 from the field. But it's interesting stuff from coaching perspective. Let's go on to the last game. Oh, I know why. Because Denver is supposed to play some other team. That's why this game stats they're not showing. They gotta fix it on their back end. The last game of the night is Jazz finally losing. Paul George and Kawhi both came back. That's great news. Jazz, Mike Conley also came back for this matchup, but unfortunately they lost. Bogdanovic, great, 23 points and a block. Only streamed this guy. Royce O'Neal, 0 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. He is worth, I think, in my opinion, rostering if you really need those peripheral stats. Rudy Gobert, great, 3 blocks, 15 rebounds. We know what he does. Donovan Mitchell, 30. And the past 2 games, he's got 3 steals and 3 steals back to back. If he can average 1.5 steals, he has a chance to be a top 40 guy. He's ranked 67th, and for the season, he's averaging 1 steal. Great stuff. If he can continue to do this, he can be a top 50 guy, right? And shot the ball okay this game from the field. And Mike Conley, 25 points. He's just coming back from the injury. Hopefully, he can pick up where he left off. 16 points, a steal and a block, nothing else. Jordan Clarkson continues to be great. 19 points and 2 steals. Nothing else, you still roster him. Joe Ingles, you can drop him now with Mike Conley back. On the Clippers side, yeah, the leg thing is not really bothering Kawhi Leonard that much. Played 38 minutes, great stuff, 29 points, a block. Great efficiency from the field, from the free throw line, not so much from the field. And Paul George played 26 minutes. I was a little bit worried with Paul George's injury. He came back, looks okay. We will see if they will sit him out for back-to-backs. Over the years, he hasn't been. He's not a guy that known for injuries. We know he suffered that horrific leg injury many years back. But ever since that, I think every season he missed a couple games here and there. So it will be interesting to see if Clippers gonna hold him out for back-to-backs. But if he plays, he should be a top, in a top 15 and 20 range. Right? Shot 42%. Can he stay at 50? I don't know. If that falls off, maybe he's a top 20, top 25 guy. He was, he wasn't gonna be the high steals guy anymore. Serge Ibaka and all those guys, with everybody back, not worth rostering. And Lou Will and Marcus Morris still played plus 25 minutes. They're worth taking a look. They've been on a hot streak. Same thing with Patrick Beverly. That's it for all the games. I'll see you guys later.